I'm Melody. Welcome to Myanmar Today Review, and this is where we visit the top stories for this week from Myanmar Today. Here are the reports from our reporters from this week. Dora Swizin will give us the report on World Cleanup Day 2019 celebration in Yangon. Willinson will give us the details on Nepal National Day celebration. Akajo got the report on United States Ambassador, CSOs' view on 2020 election. Ye 9 will be giving us a look at air pollution yet to be in alarming state in Yangon. Akajo has the full story on PRC marks 70th anniversary of its founding. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the featured local news from this week. State Councillor Do Aung San Suu Kyi attended a ceremony to commemorate the beginning of making Aung San movie, held at Novotel Hotel in Yangon on Tuesday. First chairman of the work committee to produce biography film of Bojo Aung San, Union Minister for Religious Affairs and Culture Thura Uwango clarified the preparations for this production of Aung San movie that the work committee to produce biography film of Bojo Aung San was formed on 24th November 2017, with 17 members by the Union government. The work committee formed the 7 subcommittees on 8 December 2017. Later, the state councillor and attendees observed the attires of different eras, which will be adorned by the stars in the movie. The Vice President, Umien Sui, received a delegation led by the First Deputy Defense Minister and Chief of General Staff of the People's Army of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam at the Credential Hall of the Presidential Palace in Nay Pyi Taw on Wednesday. At the meeting, they cordially discussed the strengthening of bilateral relation and cooperation between Myanmar and Vietnam, promotion of trade, investment, tourism sectors, and friendship between the two armed forces, and exchanges visits between the leaders of the two countries. Let's move on to the last local news for today. The 24th Myanmar-India Border Officials Regional Level Meeting was held on Monday in Nay Pyi Taw. The meeting focused on security, drugs eradication, border management, detained persons in the two countries, MOU on wildlife trade and human trafficking prevention, and eradication and capacity building. The meeting was attended by Myanmar's Ministry of Home Affairs Minister Office Director General, India's Ministry of Home Affairs Joint Secretary, and many other officials. That's all with the local news. This is Myanmar Today Review broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm. You can also listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, make sure you catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Nay Pyi Taw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices for your own convenience. And I believe it's time now, our first report. World Cleanup Day 2019 was celebrated under the organization of JCI Myanmar on 21st September at People's Park. This year, more activities were included, which were Trash Revolution Forum and Trash Run Game. Many people actively participated in this World Cleanup Day celebration in Yangon.
World Cleanup Day 2019 was celebrated on 21st September at People's Park, Yangon. It was mainly organized by JCI, Junior Chamber International, Myanmar, and included the Trash Revolution Forum and Trash Run Game activities.
JCI Myanmar organized World Cleanup Day in People Park, also the Trash Run, because we would like to know how many active citizens and how many people can involve in World Cleanup Day, not only as a campaign, but also as a team of our Myanmar and also of our young people.
World Cleanup Day has been celebrated in Myanmar starting from the previous year. Last year, there was only trash picking up campaign, and this year the activities became more fresh and exciting to attract more participants.
Actually, World Cleanup Day started in Estonia in 2008 by Let's Do It, initially initiated by JCI Estonia in 2008. And in 2018, the World Cleanup Day celebrated over 150 countries. And Myanmar was also one of the countries that involved in World Cleanup Day, civic cleanup movement and campaigns. So this year, World Cleanup Day 2019, also over 150 countries involved, and also our country, Myanmar, involved in World Cleanup Day in this global movement. Yes.
As one of the activities, Coca-Cola Myanmar participated with its campaign about the waste called It's Worth It.
The
main purpose of It's Worth It Tamboshi Day campaign is to let Myanmar people be aware of segregating the trash. The wasted items that can be recycled, such as plastic, can, glasses, and paper, have the value to make the new items by recycling. To do so, the people have to throw the recyclable trash separately. In this World Cleanup Day campaign, we are celebrating together by returning gifts for whoever took the plastic bottles and cans trash. Coca-Cola has set up a global vision called World Without Waste. That is, by 2030, we are to collect and recycle the equivalent amount of bottles and cans we have sold globally. To complete this vision, we are to produce the packaging of 100% recyclable.
In the trash run game, the participants have to collect the trash as much as they could around People's Park and to complete the 4 missions testing the knowledge about trash during the limited time.
I
am participating in this game to celebrate World Cleanup Day. In my opinion, I consider environmental cleaning up is one of the most important issues in Myanmar. That's why such kinds of campaigns are so much effective. I want the public to be aware of trash management by joining the games and listening to the forum.
All of them, Myanmarနိုင်ငံမှာရှိတဲ့ပြည်သူပြည်သားအယောက်စီတိုင်းဟာမတို့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံတန်ရှင်းပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ကမ္ဘာကြီးရဲ့တန်ရှင်းရေးအတွက်ပေါ့နော်
I want to suggest that all the citizens of Myanmar and global need to participate to be clean environment. Now the dustbins can be seen almost everywhere in Yangon, so you should keep your trash in your bag if you can't find any and throw it later when you found the dustbin. We have to make the earth healthy so that the living things would be happy as well.
The responsible governmental organization Yangon City Development Committee is also actively participating in the campaigns concerning trash and waste. Not only the government should involve by policy making and better waste management, but also the citizens should have awareness and adopt the better practice in throwing trash and recycling process. That's all for now. This is Dora Suisin from MI Radio.
That's the report on World Cleanup Day 2019 celebration in Yangon. The 4th National Day of Nepal, which is also known as Constitutional Day, was celebrated on 20th September at the Embassy of Nepal in Yangon. Several governmental officials attended the celebration along with Gorkha community in Myanmar. For the people of Nepal, National Day is one of the most important days for them. Willison has the full story.
To commemorate the 4th anniversary of the Constitution Day or National Day, the Embassy of Nepal in Yangon celebrated the anniversary at the ambassador residence on 20th of September. The new democratic constitution was endorsed by the Constituent Assembly and promulgated by the President in September 2015. It came after the successful conclusion of uniquely peaceful process. The celebration also marked the transition of the government from monarchy to democratic government. Therefore, the people of Nepal highly value the celebration of this National Day or Constitution Day. Speaking to the media, Mr. Bhim Udas, Nepalese ambassador to Myanmar, said,
Well, we celebrate Constitution Day for 3 days throughout the country, and also wherever in the embassies, wherever we have our presence, and also the consul generals. So we celebrate this worldwide, and we consider that the Constitution Day is the right day for us, because on this day now we have republic in the country, the republic. Before than that we had a monarchy, but people revolted for democracy, and after that the republic was announced in the country, and immediately after that there was a election of the Constituent Assembly, and where 601 members were elected, and that Constituent Assembly prepared this constitution, new constitution, which is very democratic, right-based, and inclusive.
According to the statement released by the Embassy of Nepal, there are more than 200,000 Nepalese origin persons are living in Myanmar who are also known as Gurkha. Speaking on what does this celebration mean for them here in Myanmar, Mr. Dim Udas also explains more.
Well, we have invited those Gurkha Nepalis, and you will see many of them today. In fact, some of them are already here. They are the citizen of Myanmar, but they are origin of Nepal, and they have been contributing and contributing for the progress of Myanmar, economically, socially. They have been living very peacefully with other ethnic groups, without any problem, peacefully. And we know that they are the citizens of this country, and they are ready to serve for this country first.
Speaking on the similar things Myanmar and Nepal share, Mr. Dim Udas also explains more.
Myanmar and Nepal enjoy historically close relations defined by shared traditions, religion, culture, and linguistic linkages, though diplomatic relation was established in 1960. Our relations are embedded in the history of civilizations between the land where Shakyamuni Gautam Buddha was born, and the Buddhism has been preserved and has flourished as the primary religion in Myanmar. The teachings of tolerance, compassion, moderation, and harmony are our common heritage. There are many other commonalities between Myanmar and Nepal. Both are multi-ethnic, multilinguistic, and have diverse culture. For both, unity and diversity is a national mantra. We both have learned that there is no shortcut to peace, democracy, stability, and prosperity.
Speaking at the ceremony, Dr. Pei Min, Union Minister for Information, said,
I wish to express my firm belief that the existing traditional friendly relations between Myanmar and Nepal will continue to flourish with every passing year in the mutual interests of our two peoples. Taking this opportunity, I would also like to mention that our government stands ready to support Nepali government's efforts in bringing success to realize the Visit Nepal year, as well as the national objectives of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepalese.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the report on Nepal National Day celebration. Moving on to third report. Civil society organizations in Myanmar gathered at the IPACE third annual conference at the American Center in Yangon. CSO and U.S. ambassador to Myanmar shared their opinions toward coming general election in 2020 to MI Radio on Wednesday at the conference.
Civil society organizations in Myanmar gathered at the Institute for Political and Civic Engagement 3rd Annual Conference at American Center in Yangon. CSOs and U.S. Ambassador to Myanmar shared their opinions towards coming general election in 2020 to MI Radio on Wednesday at the conference. About 100 IPACE current students and alumni, as well as civil society members, attended the event to build network and raise perspectives and planning for the upcoming general election. For more on the IPACE's 3rd annual conference, Ms. Andrea Welsh, Program Director of IPACE, explained.
And we're really excited because today we're hosting the 3rd annual IPACE conference. And today our focus is gathering civil society members together to focus on the 2020 elections.
Experts from Myanmar CSOs also gathered to share their opinions on the role of civil society in Myanmar's political and social development. It is noted that about 5 million first-time voters will be casting ballot in the upcoming general election in 2020. Mazima U from Myanmar Network Organization for Free and Fair Election, Mon-Fri, gave comment on the potential voter turnout for 2020 general election.
2020 general election will see nearly 5 million first voters. Also, the youth population is recorded over 30%, almost 40%. So we expect many youth to cast ballot. And during our training, we have better witness that youths are eager to cast the ballot. The challenges they are concerned is how and where to cast the ballot. They are a bit concerned by these. And apart from that, youth express complete interest in casting ballot for the coming general election.
Among the participating CSOs, Uni Linso, Executive Director of Myanmar Independent Living Initiative, Mili, gave his opinion on persons with disabilities' challenges in casting ballot.
There are 2.3 million persons with disabilities, PWDs, in Myanmar, and there are about 1.5 million PWDs who are eligible to vote. We will be mobilizing so that they can cast the ballot in respectable and independent manner, and to help them want to vote. And we will try to cast the ballot at the polling station on the election day instead of just advance voting. And other factors would be the facility for the PWDs who are voting. Some polling stations exist upstairs and hard to access.
The participants discussed their lessons learned from the past elections and heard about the organizations planning for the 2020 elections in Myanmar. U.S. Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Scott Marcial, gave his perspective towards 2020 general election.
There's a lot of things that go into a good election, but one of them that's very important is for the public to have confidence in the results. Now, I think the Government and Union Election Commission will do all they can, but having domestic civil society observers will help boost the confidence of the voting public even more.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on U.S. Ambassador CSO's view on 2020 election. Environmental pollution has become a matter in climate change. With the advance in technology, world cities are home to the industrial plants and traffic congestion, and it becomes a place of massive carbon emission. So governments and environmental activists around the world is setting up goals for climate change and decarbonization. Today, we will find out more on how our city of Yangon is tackling to control and fight air pollution. Our reporter Yen Nine got a chance to interview one of the officials from YCTC.
The world has changed. Weather is getting more extreme. There are more and more natural disasters. Many people are displaced in their homes, not due to conflicts and wars, but due to climate change. And when it comes to climate change, cities can be seen as the worst polluted areas with a large population, industrial plants, and much more. So the world is struggling to tackle with environmental pollution, a key factor in fighting climate change. And the topic becomes the frontline agenda in many international summits. We take a look at air pollution level here in the city of Yangon, which is the most densely populated city in Myanmar, as well as most of local and foreign enterprises are located. An official from the Pollution Control and Cleansing Department of YCDC said, according to data resulted from measuring air pollutants for 4 consecutive years, Yangon is not in the alarming state.
The air quality of Yangon is not yet in the alarming level. It is even better, especially during the rainy seasons. I like to say it remains under the standard level. But during the heat of summer, the quality is scaling up a little above the standards. At the moment, we can say the air quality in Yangon is not in the serious state.
As Yangon is home to local and foreign industrial plants, with daily heavy flow of traffic on the roads, it becomes exactly where YCDC has initiated the monitoring plan on air pollution level since 2016. The committee has measured air pollutant levels altogether in 67 areas. There are 3 permanent monitoring stations in front of Yangon City Hall, in Hledan, and in Mingladong, which has green atmosphere, and the remaining areas are measured using mobile system.
Basically, we calculate the air quality based on atmospheric index. In this way, we can study whether the area is polluted or not. But the measurement process is quite complicated and duration can differ. The specified area can be measured for an hour or 2 or a day, and even can be measured for a month or a year. Depending on these periods, the standards can be different. But the problem is all the data we collect are different and the results may not be the same. So we have to do data collection again for 5 years. And we have to do analysis to get standard index. That is why we have to wait about 5 years to get the new index. We have been going through measurement processes since 2016 to until now.
According to the results from previous 4 years, air pollution level in Yangon is under the standard index, but it is a bit higher during the summer.
According to analysis, we find out high level concentrations of SO2, sulfur dioxide, and NO2, nitrogen dioxide, compound in industrial zones. Carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide in downtown Yangon due to traffic congestion and CO2 emissions. And we also find out the higher level of methane gas emission, especially near the landfills. There are also high level of pollution near drainage system. People carelessly dump waste into it, resulting methane emissions.
And there are also harmful particles coming from the smoke from the burnt paddy fields along the other side of the river in Jimyandine Township.
And we need to control and reduce CO2 and methane emissions, which is above standard level, and not only in our city, but in cities of the world. So, what we have to do is to tackle the problem and reduce it. We will find solution to destroy the air pollutant particles and the gas. So the best solution is to calculate the average concentrations based on the data we have for 5 years. And then we will do the data collection process again for the next 5 years. And we will compare our standard index to that of WHO, ASEAN, and European Commission. There, if we find out our standard exceeds them, we will reduce it.
All over the world, about 3.7 million people die every year from exposure to fine particles in polluted air. Among them, 2.6 million people are from Southeast Asia and West Pacific regions. At the moment, only 12% of the world's cities meet with the WHO's air quality standards, and only half of the world's urban population can get high-quality air.
That's the report on air pollution yet to be in alarming state in Yangon. This is Myanmar Today Review, broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm. You can also listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, make sure you catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices for your own convenience. The Embassy of China in Myanmar celebrated the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China on Thursday evening, 19th of September. The reception at Wyndham Grand Hotel drew hundreds of honorable guests.
The Embassy of China in Myanmar celebrated the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China on Thursday evening, 19th of September. The reception at the Wyndham Grand Yangon Hotel drew hundreds of honorable guests. Leaders and representatives from Lodo, the regional government, as well as the representatives from various embassies joined the grand reception. Yangon Region Chief Minister U Pyo-min and Chinese Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Chen Hai, delivered speech marking the anniversary. Chinese Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Chen Hai, explained importance of the anniversary occasion to reporters.
After 40 years of reform and opening up, China has become the world's second largest economy with growing international status and influence. The magnificent historical changes and social progress have inspired the Chinese people to stride toward the realization of the two centenary goals and the Chinese dream of great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. China cannot develop without the world. The Chinese people will never forget the friends who have offered us help and walked with us together. We will never forget that Myanmar is the first country with a different social system to recognize the new China and is among the first batch of the countries to establish diplomatic relationships with China. We will never forget that China and Myanmar jointly advocate the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence.
He also continued to explain the bilateral friendship of the two countries.
We will never forget former Premier Zhao Enlai visited Myanmar 9 times and joined the former Prime Minister U Nu and other Myanmar leaders to celebrate the Water Festival with the people of all ethnic groups in Myanmar, which has become the whole story of friendship between the two countries. We will never forget that Bhutan's tenure of the Secretary General of the United Nations, Myanmar made a valuable vote for China to restore its legitimate seat in the United Nations.
Leaders and representatives from respective embassies greeted and extended congratulations to the Embassy of China. U Pyo-min, Yangon Region Chief Minister, speaking at the occasion, also stressed the importance of the special day and the comments on bilateral friendship between the two countries.
Now, founding of the People's Republic of China marks the 70th anniversary. Since its founding, China has extended its very first diplomatic relation to Myanmar. Coming year will mark the 70th anniversary of China-Myanmar bilateral friendship. China and Myanmar are very close neighbors. The development of our country is contingent on the development of our neighboring countries. As everyone is aware, China has risen to become the developed and successful country in the world. This is the lesson we should learn and apply it in striving for our country's development. We are striving as a country which is a part of Belt and Road Initiative. Along with the discussion between the country's leader, we have formed a committee to implement the plans for the initiative. And I am hopeful that we'll be able to bring about the development to Myanmar with the help of the People's Republic of China in various sectors. I express my wish that China to continues to become the world's leading country in economy and future success in the future as well.
The grand celebration for the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China brought along the performance of the young people and successfully came to a conclusion. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on PRC marks 70th anniversary of its founding. Well, that's all the reports we have for you today. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today Review. Catch Myanmar Today on MITV every Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. And make sure you tune in every Saturday on MITV at 8:30 p.m. for Myanmar Today Review. Until next time.